Question 7. So the length of the arc, we've got to learn the formula L equals r theta, which is 7 times 0.8, which equals 5.6. Area of the sector ABC, so the whole thing. Again, learn the formula half r squared theta. So obviously the length AC is just another radius of the circle, so that's also 7. So half times 7 times 7 times 0.8, which is 19.6. Now for part C, we're being asked to work out the perimeter of R. So that is the length BC, which we've worked out to be 5.6, plus the length from C to D, which is half of the whole length, because we're told that D is halfway along. So that's 3.5. So that length 5.6 plus that length 3.5 plus this length between D and B that we still need to find out. Now how we do that, we're going to use the cosine rule. We're going to focus on the triangle ABD. We've got this angle here, which is angle A, which is handy because the cosine rule is set up calling the angle capital A. Remember, this formula is given for C2. It was the only one of those rules we had at GCSE which is given for C2. So A must be the length opposite the capital A, the angle, and that's the length we want. So A squared equals B squared plus C squared. Well, they're the other two lengths of the triangle. It doesn't matter which way round we've labelled those. I've called B the 7 and C the 3.5, but it doesn't matter. So those two squared minus 2 times 7 times 3.5 times cos the angle. Now this is the first time you've got to be careful that you've got your calculator in the right mode. Remember, this is a radians question. To get cos 0.8 to the correct answer, you must have your calculator in radians mode. So working all that out on the right hand side, you get a squared being 27.111, square root you get 5.2068, so that is the third side of the perimeter, so that comes into there. So the perimeter is the 3.5, add the 5.6, add the 5.2, that's the journey all the way around R, total 14.3 centimetres. Now for part D, we've got to work out the area of this sector here. Now we're going to do this as a compound shape question. We're going to take the total area of ABC, that whole area, which we've already worked out to be 19.6, and from that we're going to take away the area of the triangle ABD, and that will give us the area we want. So we need to work out the area of the triangle ABD. Now you need to learn the formula that you're given at GCSE, that an area of a triangle is half AB sin C. Now be careful, I'm quoting it as we learn it at GCSE, but note the angle is now called C. So really this is my capital C here now. So my length C is now the A that I had before. Okay, so where it's half AB sin C, it's half times 7, here's my 7, times 3.5, which is this, right, times sin 0.8. Okay, so it's half the two sides which are either side of the angle, all right, times the angle. So just make sure that you realize this A and B are actually these two sides which I originally labeled B and C. I didn't want to clutter up the diagram with another whole set of lettering, but be careful, that A and B are these two sides. It is not this A and B here. It is the B and the C times the angle times 0.8. So if you want to tie this in with actually the labelling here, we're saying the area of the triangle equals half B times C times sin A. Okay. Anyway, again with your calculator in radians mode to work out the sin 0.8, we get the area of the triangle being 8.7876. So the area of the shaded bit is the total area of 19.6. Take away the triangle area of 8.7876, gives us an area for R of 10.8 centimetres squared to 3 sig figs.